What's up, guys? It's your favorite twins, and today we're going to be discussing the 2025 Met Gala celebrity fashion. It happens every year. It's the first Monday in May. Somebody call Meryl. Somebody call Joan. Rest in peace. Listen, we're not fashion critics. You know, we're music critics. However, I think we got some style. This is definitely the fashion industry's Grammys. But just minus the award.
For sure.
It all goes to charity, which is phenomenal. Just to get an invitation, right? But then the cost to actually attend this, it's just such a big ordeal that we have to celebrate it.
Shout out to Anna Wintour. The stars were popping out, okay? Yes. Everyone who's anyone was pretty much there. Today we're just going to be talking about, you know, the theme, who nailed it, who could have did a little bit better in our humble opinion.
But before we dive into the fashion, let's talk about this year's theme. The theme for this year was Tailored for You. It's inspired by the exhibition Superfine Tailoring Black Style, which, I'm gonna be honest, I think this is one of my favorite themes besides Heavenly Bodies.
Absolutely.
The amount of creativity, the amount that designers can do with this theme.
It's black. This is for the black creators, the black designers, the black innovators, black people, black culture, all right? This is what it's about. Who have contributed so much and continue to do so. So
yes.
I love the fact that there was a night that was highlighting that.
Yes, to touch on that, it's not just about the tailoring and the suits, it's about the pride, it's about the joy, like you said, it's about the creativity, it's about what black people have brought and created when it comes to the fashion industry. Like, we really are the innovators. There's so many textures, patterns, and shapes that these designers could play with. I just think it's a phenomenal theme.
I read it best, you know, it's about the craftsmanship and what goes into that detail. So absolutely. I'm looking forward to seeing all these looks.
Yeah.
Now, we're not going to touch on everybody, all right? We're just going to hit some of our favorites, some of the, you know, highlights, all right? So anybody that you guys loved, please feel free to sound off in the comments. Lewis Hamilton, all right? This is one of my favorite looks of the night. I love the beret. I love the simplicity. He looks great in white. I love the cut of the blazer as well. Well-balanced fit. He looks dapper. He looks great.
He does. I mean, I think him and the designer and whatever they collaborated on, they definitely fit the theme. For the chairman, I just think Lewis looked great. Coleman Domingo, listen, seeing what he first wore when he got there, the detailing, dramatization.
That's a good word.
Right? I just think it was so captivating and so pleasing to the eye. But then when he took it off, that too, the tailoring, the detail, the fit, the color, he just exuded black excellence.
He absolutely did. I have to say, I do like the blazer. Not sure how I feel about the polka dots in the middle, but I feel like the point was, because even looking at the collar, to show off all the different patterns that go into the tailoring. Teyana Taylor, I feel like she is always a highlight. Dr. Felicia, Dr. Facilier.
Reminds me of Dr. Facilier.
Absolutely, absolutely. I see where she drew her inspiration from. But the cane, the shoes, the hat, the feather, the reveal of the do-rag, you know, I got the memo.
When we want to talk about really sticking to a theme and then just elevating it, this is what we mean. Like, Teyana looks incredible, and there are so many, to me, black references.
When I think of tailoring, I always think of pinstripe. I think of tight, fitted.
Yes.
That's what I'm thinking of. So I like the fact that this is still incorporated in the fit. I look for that in a lot of the looks because that was just the main thing for me personally. Absolutely. That's gonna make me think, oh, tailoring. I think she just nailed it. She really did.
Look up here.
It's a little busy.
It's a little busy.
It's a little busy,
but it works. It just works.
Work.
Let's talk about Miss Jennie. Miss Blackpink.
Miss Blackpink.
Listen, already having quite the year. I'm gonna be honest though. Anybody not black, this could be a big hit or a big miss. Jennie. You knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
You and Chanel knew what you were doing.
Yes.
This custom 1987 Chanel. It is, when I say breathtaking, the tailoring, the detailing, the hat, it's all on theme. She looks incredible.
She does, and it fits her perfectly. You know, from what I can see, every year I look forward to seeing who's gonna pull from the vault, who's gonna pull from the catalogs, from vintage, from history, you know?
Absolutely.
And either wear it or reinvent it. Bad Bunny, Benito, love this. Love this. I love him in brown, specifically. I think he always steps in brown. I love the hat. How he's got like the 3-tone color scheme going here.
Yes.
You know, the shirt matches the bag, the tie matches the shoes. I just think perfectly balanced, perfectly balanced. I love what he did with his hair too. I'm not sure where he's pulling from. I feel like I could see a little bit of culture there. Maybe it's with like a straw hat, but
I was gonna say, I like that it's a little bit of a blend of culture.
For sure.
I think the gloves are an amazing detail. The hat, the glasses, the brooch. This is someone to look out for. Because let's be honest, the men are boring. When you have someone that like steps it up and isn't afraid to, you know, push the envelope, it's like, thank you so much. Like, you're doing what you're supposed to at the Met.
For sure. Now, this was the only year where I was like, okay, a suit makes sense, but it's gotta be cut right. It gotta look right.
Don't
just wear a suit.
Don't just wear a suit. Speaking of suits, let's talk about a giant, a Met Gala giant.
A highlight.
Miss Zendaya.
Zendaya.
Okay? Zendaya is known for just being it. Being the mold.
Being the Met.
So for this, I love that it was simplified. It was tailored so well. The hat is freaking gorgeous. The color is gorgeous. She's like a tall glass of milk.
She looks straight out the Parent Trap.
Straight out the Parent Trap.
Very Meredith.
Oh my god.
Alright,
Yes.
and I love it. I will say this. For Zendaya standards, I was a little underwhelmed. I'm not gonna lie. Because I'm so used to her just doing what she did with Cinderella. So to see her come a little more toned down, I was like, okay, Zendaya, we could have stepped a little harder. But in terms of the theme, she nailed it. It's clearly about the detail, even down to the pockets. I love it. So
yes.
I have to shout her out for that. I love the flare on the pants too. She still looks good.
She still looks so good. I love this.
Speaking of detail, I gotta shout out Pharrell. Not only for styling a few people, but his blazer, his jacket. On first glance, you're gonna be like, okay, pinstripes, this is boring. Look closer. 15,000 pearls. If you're gonna be simple, if you're gonna take the simple route,
yeah,
this is what I wanna see. Again, it's about the craftsmanship.
Well, when talking about Pharrell, we have to segue to Sabrina Carpenter.
Yes.
Because we have him to thank for what I think is a stunning, eye-catching look. Dressed in Louis Vuitton, the no pant thing was Pharrell's idea. And he's right, because Sabrina is like 5 feet. So like, to do pants, it would make you look shorter rather than wearing heels and wearing sort of a leotard like to elevate you.
Right.
I think she is right on theme. When I talk about white women, never ever am I talking about her, okay? Because this is not, she knows, okay? She with the culture.
I do love it. I think that the tails, I wasn't sure about in the beginning, but I like the fact that they kind of drag. It's very dramatic.
Yeah.
And they did a good job of keeping it flared out the entire night. But yeah, I love the leotard idea. I think it's right on brand for her. You know, her whole short and sweet era. It accentuates that as well.
Yeah.
Speaking of accentuate, the tailoring on her waist is insane. I think you could have only added more. Maybe some more jewelry, maybe a few more accessories, I think would have helped. I would have loved to see her in a big hat. Megan Thee Stallion. Shout out to Megan for, you know, another year attending. I will say this. She's tailored. Absolutely. The dress fit her right. It's very classic. I like it with the fur, but without, it was a little basic. It was giving prom. I'm not gonna lie. Love what she did with the hair.
I don't hate this. I love the reference. It's Josephine Baker, especially with the hair. Very on theme. I just feel like it's not different for Megan's. Like, if we were going to reference anything, I would have wanted it to be outside of Megan's norm. And I just feel like this is not eye-catching. Like, I'd be like, oh, it's Megan.
I would have loved to see her in a pinstripe pantsuit.
I know.
Doechii. First Met. Again, I just want to say congratulations to Doechii on a huge 2 years, I would say now. You know, she's seeing a lot of success and it's well deserved. I do love this look. This is very on brand for Doechii. It's very playful, kind of gives me Little Richard a little bit or something along those lines. Yeah. But I love the hair. I love the color scheme. It looks great on her skin.
Yeah.
A big detail here is the LV branding on the cheek, which could be controversial. I thought it was dope. Like, upon first seeing it, you know, just for fashion purposes, if you remove everything else you can say about it. I think it went right in hand, the cigar. I would have tailored the shorts a little bit more.
This also just radiates black energy, and I absolutely love it. I love that it's a little bit more masculine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can say this is definitely a highlight. I would say all the female rappers, and there were a lot.
There were
All the heavy hitters in a sense were there. Did not disappoint. They all understood the theme very well.
Good.
Speaking of female rappers, let's talk about Miss Cardi B, who I also feel like when it comes to fashion,
and the Met specifically,
woo, has had some amazing looks.
Yeah.
I really do like it. I really like this color on her because of how simple it is. It's the right shape.
Yeah.
It doesn't show too much. It's just right. I love the little brooch.
I think this was the most unexpected for her. She usually does a dress or something very large, very big. So this feels almost toned down a little bit. I did like this look though, and I do like this color on her. She really wanted to show y'all she's Afro-Latina. She was not playing. She's tired of y'all playing on her name. I think the hair is what elevates the fit. Doja Cat. All right, we all know this is in promotion of her new album. Come on.
Oh, for sure.
The 80s theme, the hair,
phenomenal.
all right, the broad shoulders, the leotard. This was one of the coolest looks of the night. One of the most unexpected, I would say. I think it leans a lot more 80s and theatrical, but you can see it in the waist to the arms. I love how it's dramatic in some places, even down to the makeup, even the heels. So I think she stepped. This is a good look.
Being that it's celebrating black culture, I think 80s is such a monumental time in terms of fashion, right? So for this to be such a heavily inspired 80s look.
For sure.
Phenomenal.
Nicki Minaj.
Spectacular.
Spectacular.
I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I think this is her best Met Gala look.
That's a
I think it's her best.
statement.
I think it's her best.
It could be.
I wasn't sure she was going.
I don't think any of us were.
Because Onika kind of moves in silence sometimes, okay? Especially on the little hiatuses. Oh my god. Like, you look so good
She looks
in
so
this Tom
good.
Brown styled by La Roche. Like,
La Roche? Could you, like, what?
like, ooh, you said take the black card. The hair, the nails, the tailoring, the pattern, the flowers on the shoulder, flowers in the hair. And this is unbiased, y'all. I'm sorry. Best dressed female rapper there.
I'm sorry.
Hands down. I don't care.
The makeup was on. That face is to be envied.
good.
And then you have the Pink Friday heels. Come on, I'm
Like,
sorry.
what?
You know what? I even love this little bra moment.
I
You know
love
what it
the white
gives me?
bra.
It gives me work office. She nailed it for me. We gotta talk about Lauryn Hill. You know, I feel like that was the surprise of the night. I did not expect to see Lauryn. I don't know if this is her first.
Yes, I did.
You know, popping out with the yellow butter with an umbrella. She looks great. This blue
great.
bag, like, I don't know. Lauryn Hill is such a presence.
This makes
You know
sense
what
for
I
her
mean?
here.
She was on time.
Now, we've been given a lot of praise, so we're gonna move on to something that I think has potential. It's just a lot going on, but it is definitely black love, black excellence. I'm talking about Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats.
Yes.
I see the vision.
Yes.
I don't like whatever is going on.
For Alicia, it just looks big. I do like what Swiss got on. The double pinstripe, it just, okay. I don't, and then the headpiece, it was, what are we trying to say? Janelle Monáe. Yeah, let's talk about it. I did not like that big piece that she walked out the hotel with. I said, what are you doing? But this, and the moving clock on the eye, because it moves. Janelle's always gonna stun. That's one thing I can say. And this was her theme. This was hers. Like this, you had no choice. You wear this. This was a regular Monday for her.
Let's talk about Alton Mason. Best dressed man. I will say that.
Ooh.
Best dressed man.
You giving Lewis a run?
I think he is the best
This
dressed
was
man.
really, really nice.
This is phenomenal. Someone that also, I think, just really blew it out of the water, Jenna Ortega. For this dress to be rulers, you're disgusting.
It's rulers?
It's rulers.
Oh, okay. I have to take back what I was gonna say.
And here's the thing.
Oh, this is nasty.
We were already sold on the big black, like blazer
Oh
dress.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. But
So
this?
that, what?
Yeah.
You sat here and said, okay, let me think of tailoring.
Okay.
But
My dark.
what do you use to tailor?
Yes. This is epic. Actually. This
Easily
is,
one of the best dresses of the night.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites of the night. Another one of my favorites of the night, Tessa Thompson. I think that she looks great. I want to really shout out the church band. More specifically, who's on the church band? Andre Leon Talley. Rest in peace to a legend.
No, yeah, we couldn't get Beyonce, so they brought Kim. You know, the more I look at it, the more I like it.
I like this.
It's definitely a different take on the theme. You could say she's at the wrong concert. Like she's supposed to be
She's at the wrong venue.
She should have been in LA.
Yeah.
And then you have Kylie. I do like this. I'm not crazy about it. I love the pattern. I just don't think it's not a wow factor for me.
I think if the whole thing was the fabric of the breast and the skirt, I think where it's split there, it should have just all been that pattern, should have all been that fabric. And then maybe you could have still had the gloves.
This was the opportunity to do more of a businesswoman look. That's how I kind of feel about Kim's a little bit. I've seen it. Last but not least, Miss Rihanna.
Rihanna!
Congratulations! Baby number 3.
Start that family. Congratulations to Rihanna and A$AP Rocky on the 3rd child. It's a beautiful moment. I'm loving that she debuted it here. I think fashion has been such a huge part of Rihanna's career.
Yeah.
And I love that she's been embracing that more and more. As for the fit, how do we feel?
I love it.
Caribbean girls run it. I do like this. I love the fact that the bottom half, under the belly, is blazers. Like you can see the shoulders
Yes.
as she walks in the back. That was
Yes.
a really unique idea. Surprisingly, I think I would have liked it without the hat. Like if she just had a long braid.
Well, I do love the hat. I love it.
Oh, it's very, very classic.
But I am curious to see what it would have looked like without that.
Yeah. Also love how they perfectly, shaped out the belly. And of course we can't forget the beautiful Diana Ross. Her children and grandchildren's names were embroidered in the train, and I just think that's a beautiful addition to what was a special night.
Definitely want to shout out a few people that we didn't necessarily touch on, but do appreciate.
Probably would have tweaked a few things, but overall, I'd say they look good. AI Katy Perry, who was definitely on the best dress list.
But of course, we'd love to know what you guys thought about the fashion at this year's Met Gala. Let us know your favorite looks down below in the comments.
If you enjoyed watching us, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications, that way you know when we upload, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.